this is the job of the people. When you don't crack any exam, they will
Yeah.
pull a lot of questions to you. But the moment you clear any exam, first
Hmm.
of all, if they are so close to you, they will appreciate you that you did so hard work like that. But the moment, like as you mentioned that when you would have been hard work, so they were not asking about you how much hard work and how much time you are spending on study. But when you clear the exam, they don't ask about that. They just say that we know that you can clear that exam. So I think the
Sometimes
society is
they
the
say,
same.
sometimes they say it is all about luck. They, like uska luck acha tha, that is why she cracked exam. But that is not reality. We are fighting with a lot of nights. We're not
Yes,
sleeping whole night. We have a lot of
yes,
stress in our mind. So
yes.
it we all know
Yes,
how much we suffered, but they don't know. That is
yes.
why
In
they
my
always ask questions. But what are
yes,
you doing in your career? What are you going to do?
yes.
Even they ask our parents too, like what your girl is doing, daughter is doing, and what your son is doing. They always try to stress out in our situation.
Yes, and they tell so many things which is happening in our society. In my village,
Evening.
hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
good. What about you?
I'm also good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So welcome to the session. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. So we are meeting first time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, and so my name is Ashpa. I'm from UP, and my district name is Rampur. And I have completed my master with political science, and my hobbies are reading books, diary writings, and practicing yoga. So it's all about.
Okay. So your hobbies are reading books and diary writing. Is it?
Yes, diary writing. Yes.
Okay. So which kind of books do you read?
So actually, I just finished. There is a book which is written by the Prime Minister Modi, Exam Warrior, and now I have ordered a book that is the on that is I think something atomic habit something like that, that book.
Mhm.
So I just ordered it. Would be delivered I think by the tomorrow. So now I will
Okay.
start that book.
Mhm.
Did you read this
Okay.
book? Did you?
I never heard about this book. It is first time when I am listening about this book.
Okay, but I was I mean so many person recommending me that you should read this book and they were advising atomic habits. So I thought okay.
Atomic Habits. Yeah, I purchased and I want to read this book. It is like I also heard about this book. It is very nice book. So I bought it and now I'm going to read it.
So you have this book.
Yes, I have. I bought from market last week, so I'm going to read it. Nowadays, I'm reading Power of Subconscious Mind.
Okay, but I have been complete this book, Power of the Subconscious Mind. That is also
Okay.
very good. That is also very
Uh,
good.
So, would you tell me about what are the things mentioned in Power of Subconscious Mind? So, I have
Yes.
started. So, I just read introduction part only.
Okay, first of all, I read this book last year, so I have very concise memories about this book. But this book, I mean, hover around like when we put something into our subconscious mind. So these things automatically establish in our mind. If we think that something is like very tough, so and we revise this in our mind, so it's become automatically tough. And if like it's like totally you can say depend upon your confidence level and whatever we think in our mind, so it's become automatically like that. So it is totally a kind of the story kind of the book, and so many kind of the example have been given into that book of the different personalities, different person. It's nice because I read this book the last year in the I think the November December month, so I don't have no much idea about that book because since then I think I have been reading many other books. So, but yes, I can tell about the book which I have just recently read. That is about the exam warrior.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, have you ever felt any change in your way of living life? Have changed after reading that book in your life?
Yes, I mean multiple points I add. Like first of all, I used to think that I'm the someone who can't do anything because that was the inner feeling.
Yeah.
But after reading that book, I took the some points like I established my own confidence level, and I used to compete with the other person. So that's somewhere I start by decreasing that personality which I had. So yes, I did this, and of course, on other hand, I think I think the best thing which I learned that is about that how we should approach something. Like if there is a something which is very tough for us, so we should not think that this thing is tough for us. We should take it very casually, not think like it's a very tough. Doesn't mean whether it's a tough or easy. Just take very casually and for granted, and keep the I'm completely focused on that thing, which actually I did, and now I'm following that also.
Hmm. Correct. Okay. And which one is your favorite book?
I mean, in the favorite, because I always believe in the one book that is the Bhagavad Gita, and I just only believe in that. Yes. because for me, it shaped my personality in dramatic way. And whenever I feel that I don't have the confidence and I'm grappling with the challenges, so I just open any part of the book, any parts, and just I take out the things from it. But I
Okay.
can't say that anything is very special for me than the Bhagavad Gita. I always, if I have to quote some things about myself, so I always quote the Bhagavad Gita.
Okay. So I also want to read this book, but I don't get that much time. So I have exam in last month, so that is why I'm little occupied. But yeah, definitely I will read that Bhagavad Gita also after completing the Atomic Habit. So yeah, so
Yes,
I will read.
but you said that you have the exam the next month. But if we have any habit, like for me, my habit is, my hobby is the reading. So I just take out the an hour per day and just read that. The book. It should not like that. I'm saying that if we have any kind of the habit or hobby, so we need to just spend the some amount of the time of our daily time. We should not do that. We will learn the we will study and we will read any book just on the whole day. Just take out the some time.
I also love reading books. I love reading books, novels, and sometimes watch content in English. Yeah, my I think it is a very good way to spend time with books. Can you hear me? Your video got
Yes.
stuck.
So yes, I think there was net. So you mentioned that you like the reading novel. So what kind of novel do you like to read?
I love self-help books nowadays. Like I mentioned, I'm reading Power of Subconscious Mind. Before that, I read Who Will Cry When You Die and Bachelor in Goa. There is one more book, Ugly Love. I'm going to read that book. And nowadays, I'm reading Subconscious Mind. After that, I will read Atomic Habit. I bought that book, and then Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
Okay, like let us suppose if you read any book, so do you take something from the your grammar point of view, your English point of view? I'm asking. Do you take something
Yes.
that is different things from the personality point of view? This is the totally different. You take from the grammar point of view.
Yes, yes. I read first. Try to read that book, and I try to gain some knowledge or understanding what is that book is saying. And then when I found that word is repeating again and again, and that word is little advanced word, so I get a meaning of that word, but I want to retain that word. So I write down in my notebook, and I make 2 3 sentences of using that word, and I try to use that word in my conversation. And sometimes I try to find out like any phrasal verb. That also sometimes there is a very good quote written in the book, so I write some quotes. I have maintained a diary, like small diary where I write down all quotes whatever I found in any book. So I do
That's
this.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
and I highlight some good lines, and then I write down whole line, not quote, whole line or whole sentence structure where I found like the sentence structure is very good. So I write down whole sentence, and then I try to like repeat that sentence while having conversation.
That's right. And I also repeat the same thing as you mentioned about yourself. I also have maintain the two diary. One is for the vocab and another is for the sentence structure, advanced level sentence structure. So because when we read the books, because we are spending the money on the readings and purchasing the book, so we should exploit the opportunity of reading the books. I also do the same thing. And when we read the books, which is the if the writer is the foreigner, so we
Mhm.
see so many the words which are very new for us and very unique for us, and the advanced level structure which is completely out of our context, which we cannot think. So yes, I
Correct.
also do the same.
Okay. So do you feel reading helping you in your English speaking journey?
Yes, definitely I feel so, and I
Mhm.
believe that because the English speaking journey is because it has the multiple layers, and of course the one layer is the reading, and I strongly believe, and even when I read the books, and so I always try to speak loudly so that pronunciation can improve a lot, and because nowadays I have been working on my pronunciation. So
Mhm.
if not just about the reading books, and if I read the newspaper, so I always try to read loudly, and
Mhm.
yes, it does the
Okay.
work.
So, and now, like behind you, there are some pictures or maps. So, are you preparing for any examination?
Yes, I'm preparing for the civil services.
Okay, that is why. But what is the need of English? You are preparing for civil service examination, and you can attempt this exam in Hindi. So, why you are learning this language?
Yes, right. Because first of all, changing, changes the law of nature. and because I always have been the Hindi medium student, but I changed after when I come to my college. So then I changed my my medium from, and I switched my medium, and I start by taking the interest in that language. And since my my most of the friends were from the English medium, so they used to speak in the English. So and it is very right to say that when they speak in the English, so people pay the attention on them, and everyone is here to attract the attention. I was also one of them, so I thought that I should speak. And even the civil services, those who speak in the this language, and because interview is in the both medium, Hindi and or the English. So those who speak and who give the interview in the English, so they gain the more mark compared to the those who are appearing in the Hindi medium. So many factors were behind for me to choosing this language, and now I'm enjoying that.
Yeah. Okay. So why still why UPSC? Why you are preparing for UPSC?
Because it always has been in my soul. It was, it was. I would say it was my childhood dream. When it cherished into my thought process. And for me, I tried to appear in other exam, but I couldn't establish myself in those exam. I always attend all that exam, and I always think about it because some people are there, doesn't mean how much they are passionate about anything, but some things are in them that they always aspire for them, and I'm also one of them. For me, I think this is like that. I'm very content with it. People say sometimes that it is very tough. It is very tough, but since I love it, so I don't
Okay.
feel. Yes,
So how many hours do you study?
it's a confidential.
Sorry.
But yes, I'm saying it's a confidential. But yes, I do study a lot. I,
Can
yes, just
understand
I'm
because
telling.
I used to prepare for net examination, so that time I used to spend a lot of time,
How much?
around 10 to 12 hours.
Exactly, exactly. This is the, we can say, the minimum time for any aspirant. And I
But
also have
it's
been preparing for the.
quality, not quantity, quality. How much time you are spending with quality, with full focus.
So as you mentioned that you appear in the um, UCG net. So did you clear that exam?
Yes, I qualified that exam.
Right. And so what was your subject?
My subject was management.
Okay, management. Yes, because I'm also approaching to the UGC net, that is in the December. Because my option is the political science in the civil services, and I want to be because I want to pursue the PhD. Uh, so that is also my dream. So I thought that it would be beneficial for me
You are
that I can
pursuing
prepare.
PhD. You are pursuing PhD.
No, I want to be. I want to be pursue the PhD, and so yes, for that. So okay, just tell me. Just tell me about this exam because I don't have much idea about it.
About what?
UGC net exam.
Okay,
And
UGC.
how much percentage is needed for
It
clearing
depends.
this?
It depends on subject and it depends on people. How many people are appearing for this exam? So top 6% will get net, and top 1% will get
So ultimately, you want to be a professor in a university.
right.
Exactly. The those who are the professor in the university, because I had very close assistant professor. I think the salary of them is very high. It goes around the upper lakhs and more than that. Those
Right,
who
more
become,
than that.
yes. So
But
you want to earn.
my motivation is not money. I just want to teach people. I want to meet different people. I want to explore more in my life. Like whatever knowledge I have, I want to share that knowledge, and I want to learn from them.
So why did you choose the management? You also choose the English because you are learning this language, and I think it could help you a lot. Because you have the experience of this language.
Yes. Yes. You are right. But my master's subject is management. So how can I choose English? First, I
Yes,
have
this is.
to first I have to do masters in English. Then I will be able to appear in English literature.
Yes, because I also wanted to complete my master in the in the English literature, but since suddenly I pick up the political science, so this is the for me also because the reason to pursue the UGC net in the political science. I also thought to appear with the English literature, but later on I realized that that was my mistake to pick up on the political science.
If you can do now, it is okay. If you want to do, you can do it now. You can do from IGNOU or you can do like any private college where you can just go for exams, then you can appear for English. I'm also planning for it, but I don't know when I will get admission, or I will try to think about it. So,
No, when we take the admission, I mean after 3 to 4 year gap, I mean the master. So they decrease your percentage at some extent, and because I don't have that much percentage, I tried
mhm.
to pursue my master in the English literature. So they decrease my percentage around the 5 to 6, the percentage. So my percentage remained just only the 50. So I couldn't.
Why you are focusing on percentage? You have to focus upon just whatever you are doing and learning only. I don't focus on percentage because my percentage also not so good in my academic, because I'm not focusing on my marks. Never focus on my marks. I just focus on
Your
learning.
hand, your handwriting is also not so good like me, because yes,
Yes,
I,
not so good. Yeah, I
yes,
write down very fast, so that is why.
yes, my handwriting is also very average, not so
Mhm.
good, and I always get a less mark just because of my answer writing.
Mhm. Okay, so let's talk about time management, because you are preparing for UPSC. It is a very prestigious job you are preparing for, and I have also qualified UGC NET exam. It takes a lot of hard work. So I just want to know about your way of spending your time, how you manage your time. You are running a YouTube channel, you are having conversation, learning English, so preparing for this exam. So how you manage your time?
Yes, frankly speaking, it's a very tough job to manage the time for any aspirant. For me, is also the same thing. Yes, but I don't spend my time on my YouTube. Just upload as it is. The video very same. But I mean, so many subjects are there, so it's become very complicated to manage them. And yes, so I just I mean, I just wake up at the 4 a.m. in the night, in the
Mhm.
morning. I mean, and just I complete my slot by 10 a.m. And from the 10 a.m. to the 12 p.m. I just having the food, and if I remain the time, if I have the time, so I just take a session with someone else, and between that I read the newspaper. And from the 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. this is my study slot, and there are so many subjects I just adjust them. And once again there is a 4 to 5 p.m. I just talk an hour. But if I have to go somewhere, because after talking to you, I'm going to my home. So I thought that I should talk to someone else, because otherwise my consistency will be break. So
Mhm.
this process, this cycle goes by the around 11 p.m. and after that I just sleep. Multiple things happen. I mean in the whole process. Just, but I'm
Yeah,
working
so
on that.
festival season, like now there will be Raksha Bandhan, and last week we had a Shivratri, and there's so many
Yes.
festivals. Yesterday there was Tees festival. So don't you feel sometime it become really tough for you to manage your time, because these festivals, there our relatives also come, they meet us. So how do you manage that all the things in festivals?
Yes, because I mean, I'm the introvert kind of the person, to be honest, and I always try to maintain the distance from the people. Although like whenever I talk to someone else, I feel very nervous. Even I take the session with them also, but in the public domain, I always try to cut from the people. And on the Raksha Bandhan, this I mean, I'm trying to not visit my home, because there is so much syllabus is remain, and so I would not go there. And on the Mahashivratri, I don't visit. I mean, I believe in the God, but I don't, visit the temple. This is just my personality. So yes, I always try to, as I mentioned, I'm the introvert kind of the person. I don't like to be mingled with the so many people, because we all know that what kind of society we have. Just they start asking about your career, your marriage, like that. So they mess up the whole thing. Doesn't mean how much happy we are. They when they counter these kind of the
Because
questions.
when I was preparing for this exam, that time also I used to hide myself. I didn't like to talk to anyone, because
Yes.
somewhere they will ask about your career, what you are doing. But when I cleared that exam, I don't have
No.
any fear, because I have qualified. So they're not going to
Yes.
ask about my what I am doing now, because they have knowledge about whatever I have done. So definitely I will do something good in my life. So now they
Yes.
don't ask.
This is the job of the people. When you don't crack any exam, they will
Yeah.
pull a lot of questions to you. But the moment you clear any exam, first
Hmm.
of all, if they are so close to you, they will appreciate you that you did so hard work, like that. But the moment, like as you mentioned that when you would have been hard work, so they were not asking about you how much hard work and how much time you are spending on study. But when you clear the exam, they don't ask about that. They just say that we know that you can clear that exam. So I think the
Sometimes
society is
they
the same.
sometimes they say it is all about luck. Like uska luck acha tha, that is why
Like,
she cracked exam. But that is not reality. We are fighting with a lot of nights. We're not
yes,
sleeping whole night. We have a lot of
yes,
stress in our mind.
yes,
So
correct.
it
And
we all know
yes,
how much we suffered, but they don't know. That is
yes,
why
in
they
my
always questions. What are
yes,
you
and
doing in your career? What are you going to do?
yes,
Even they ask our parents too, like what your girl is doing, daughter is doing, and what your son is doing. They always try to stress out in our situation.
yes, and they tell so many things which is happening in our society. In my village, yesterday, one person selected for very powerful
Mm.
position, and so he had been preparing for 7 years, and after 7 years struggle, yesterday he selected. So my father, were telling me that thing. Although I knew that, so I was thinking that when he was not clearing any exam, so people were throwing so many questions that for what he's doing like that, and so much fake narrative against him that he's wasting the money, wasting the time, and now when he cleared the exam, so no one is admiring him. So this is the harsh
Correct.
reality. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So my last question is, nowadays, what are you doing for your English?
Yes. See, actually, I have made a plan. That is the 100-day plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I always believe in the dharma, so I have given a tagline to my 100 days plan. That is my plan name is the Mission Sakti. And so, under the Mission Sakti, I have been working on my communication, particularly pronunciation. So, this I have just complete. The 10 days. A lot of things are there, and under the Mission Sakti, I changed my thumbnail, profile, whatever things. I brought a lot of changes in my personality, everything. So yes, so many things are there: pronunciation, confidence, my answer writing. As I mentioned you that my answer writing is not so good, so I also have been working on that. And my more focus is on the advanced level structure, because we all know the basic sentence structure. So I have been working on my advanced level structure, and I like to watch the podcast, and I have started by watching there is a news that is the Bloomberg and Bloomberg news channel. So I watch that kind of the videos, English videos particularly. So I'm just practicing like that.
Mm-hmm. Advanced level sentences. So how do you practice it?
Yes, like I'm just giving an example to you. Like when I read the books and whenever I see, generally we say that I was facing so many problems. Okay, so we can say that I was loading with so many problems. So loading means very same. So it become advanced level structure. And another thing is we can say that I was pulled by surprise.
Hmm.
So means this is also we can say that I was surprised. So we can, and another way we can say I was pulled by surprise, and I was caught by surprise, and I was attacked by surprise. So there are the multiple ways to say the same thing. So
So I
I'm just
am
very
I am very excited. How would you say in advance, okay, or advanced sentences? How would you say I'm very excited in
so
advanced way?
you can say yes. So you can say I was very fascinated. That is
Hmm.
advanced level, but and you also can say that I was very hypnotic.
Hypnotic. Okay.
Yes.
But I am asking, I am very excited. I'm talking about in this tense, like present tense.
Okay, so you can, of course, so you can say that I'm very exalt, and you also can add like I'm very overwhelmed.
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 And I'm very
Yes,
thrilled. I'm very thrilled.
yes, that is because advanced level mean is that if you know the advanced level bird, so
Mm.
this is the bird, and structure means like that I was laden with so many problems. Laden means किसी चीज से लदा होना,
Mm.
and like, and we can say that like generally we say that we want to fill our family chest with the proud.
Mm.
So multiple
Yeah,
ways are there. Yes,
correct. Okay. So anything else you want to ask or share? Otherwise, we can wrap up the session.
yes. My TC is going out of the pantry. So it's a
Okay, okay, no problem.
and it's
So yeah, okay then. Good luck for your exam, UPSC exam. Very soon you will be accomplish your dreams. So happy
yes,
learning. Thank you so much for joining me. It was really nice conversation with you. I enjoyed a lot.
likewise.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.